Greetings, grade 9, and welcome to your 10th lesson in economic applications. So far, you have learned that an economy is a system that makes the requisites of day-to-day life, and you have also learned how we approach the concept of economics as a system in modern economics and also in modern economic thought. Now, today in our lesson, we are taking this lesson practically into analyzing our Indian economy. And we will use the same concepts that we learned earlier, that an economy is a system which has components or entities, that is basically consumers, producers, household, and also the government. And then using these entities, we can see how these entities are related to one another. So in the same way, when we study the Indian economy, our Indian economy can be studied in a much effective and an efficient way if we are able to break up the different Indian economy into sectors. And essentially, we divide the Indian economy into sectors on the basis of activity, on the basis of habitation, and on the basis of ownership. On the basis of activity, we have the primary, secondary, and the tertiary sector. On the basis of habitation, we have the urban and rural sector. And on the basis of ownership, we have the private and the public sector. So in our lesson, we also look at the role that each sector plays in our economy and how they are interdependent with one another. In the Indian economy, the three sectors that we have on the basis of activity or on the basis of occupation is known as the primary sector, the secondary sector, and the tertiary sector. Let us look at the primary sector first. The primary sector is that sector where the economic activity is centered on the extraction of raw material from Mother Earth. So some of the examples of the primary sector is mining, is agriculture, fishing, forestry. So essentially in the primary sector, we work with the natural resources directly. The resources or what are the free gifts from Mother Nature are directly extracted, and the people who are occupied in this sector, they are occupied in jobs which are directly working with the free gifts of nature. So to repeat once more, some of the examples of the primary sector is mining, is agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, mineral extraction, and so many more are also there. On the other hand, the secondary sector, this sector takes in products from the primary sector, processes them, and makes them into other products. So it covers activities in which the natural products are changed into other forms through manufacturing that we associate with industrial activity. And this is the next step after the primary sector, where the product is not produced from nature, but the product has to be made. The products of nature has to be taken, and then it has to be manufactured in a factory or workshop or at home. Some of the examples are that we take cotton from the agricultural sector and we make it into cotton fiber. We take jute and we can convert that into jute fiber, which takes sugarcane and convert that into sugar. We convert earth into bricks, and there are so many other examples that is associated with the secondary sector. Another name for the secondary sector is also the manufacturing sector. The tertiary sector, on the other hand, is that sector which is associated with services. And some of the services associated with the tertiary sector is transportation, storage, communication, and banking. And this tertiary sector is both associated both with the primary as well as the secondary sector. If you look at the transportation of raw materials are taken from the primary sector and taken over to the secondary sector, the manufacturing sector. Once the manufacturing sector completes production, then the transportation again takes over this production and gives it over to the markets. In the same way, communication is also essential both for the primary as well as the secondary or the manufacturing sector. Storage and banking, they are essential both for the primary as well as the secondary sector. And that is the primary, secondary and the tertiary sector.